in hot water. Hello everyone, my name is Gary. I am a junior student at NFU. Today, I am going to talk about hot spring baths in Japan. The key words of my presentation are in hot water. Throughout the world, people enjoy bathing in hot springs. I visited Vancouver, Canada's famous Harrison Hot Springs. I was very surprised by one difference in how people use hot springs in Canada. I will tell you about that later. For Japanese people, taking a hot spring bath is more than just an opportunity to get clean. It is a chance to indulge all your senses. Now, let me give you a preview of my presentation. Firstly, I would like to talk a little about Harrison Hot Springs in Canada. Then, I will talk about why there are so many hot springs in Japan. After that, I will tell you about two different kinds of hot springs that are popular here. Finally, I will make some suggestions for how you can best enjoy your visit to a hot spring. Harrison Hot Springs is located about a 2-hour drive from Vancouver. The area doesn't have any active volcanoes, but it did in the past. The hot springs sit on the shores of Harrison Lake, surrounded by mountains. These springs were first discovered by the local native peoples. They considered them to be healing places. The hot spring waters contain 8 different minerals in very high concentrations. But please remember your bathing suit if you go. Canadians are very shy. They don't bathe publicly in the nude. Now, let me give you a little background on why Japan has so many hot springs. Japan, in fact, has more than 3,000 hot springs, and more are added every year. The reason there are so many hot springs is that Japan is a highly volcanic area. In fact, Japan contains nearly 10% of the world's active volcanoes. And where you have volcanoes, you also have hot spring waters. Let me tell you about 2 basic kinds of hot springs. There are the indoor variety and the outdoor variety. The indoor variety is just as they sound, indoors. You can find these at many hotels and resorts. But the outdoor variety is best. They let you enjoy not only the waters, but also commune with nature. These baths are often in places far from the hectic modern world. They are surrounded by beautiful natural settings and wildlife. They let you soak away the stresses of your daily life. Lastly, please take these tips into consideration for your next trip to a hot spring. To really enjoy an outdoor bath, you need to stimulate all your senses. Outdoors, the beauty around you will stimulate your sight, hearing, and smell. The hot waters will stimulate your sense of touch. But to make the experience complete, you also need to stimulate your sense of taste. For this, I recommend some Japanese drinks and foods. Nothing helps you relax better than some rice wine and local delicacies. I hope you will go and try this wonderful experience for yourself soon. Today, I have given a talk on hot springs. I told you a little about Harrison Hot Springs in Vancouver. Then I talked about why there are so many hot springs in Japan. After that, I went on to tell you about 2 different kinds of hot springs. Lastly, I gave you some pointers on enjoying hot springs to the fullest. I hope you will try this soon.